Welcome back to our channel, World of Coins. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them because it could make you a millionaire overnight. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a coin that not only marks a major milestone in American history but could also be worth a fortune. We're talking about the United States Bicentennial $quarter from 1776 to 1976. This coin, which celebrates the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, is more than just a symbol of patriotism. It has become a rare collectible that could put some serious cash in your pocket. Stick around until the end, because you'll be amazed at just how much this coin can be worth today. Let's take a quick step back into history. The United States Bicentennial Quarter was issued in 1975 and 1976, and it's part of a special series of coins released to commemorate the country's 200th birthday. The coin features a unique reverse design, a depiction of the Liberty Bell superimposed on the moon, a powerful symbol of freedom and space exploration. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar portrait of George Washington, our first president. The combination of historical significance and artistic design makes this quarter a standout in the world of U.S. currency. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. While millions of these quarters were produced, not all of them are the same. Over time, some of these coins have become much rarer than others. The vast majority of bicentennial quarters are fairly common, but what if I told you that there's a rare error variant of this coin that could be worth a small fortune? In fact, one lucky coin collector recently made headlines after an elderly man sold a bicentennial quarter with a unique error for a staggering amount of money. This particular coin, which was discovered by chance, had an unusual minting mistake that made it a one-of-a-kind find. The error coin had a misaligned die, which caused the design to appear off-center, an anomaly that made it incredibly valuable to collectors. When the coin was sold at auction, it fetched a mind-blowing amount, millions of dollars. That's right, the man sold this rare error coin for over $1 million, proving just how much value can be hidden in a simple piece of currency if it has the right features. But before you rush off to check your change jar, let's talk about what makes a coin like this so special. The value of a 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter depends on several factors, with rarity and condition being the biggest drivers. While the standard coin may only be worth a few dollars, if you happen to have one in perfect condition or with a rare error, the price could go through the roof. And here's the kicker, some of these coins have been known to sell for up to $70,000, a truly incredible amount for a coin that was once part of your pocket change. The key takeaway here is that while most bicentennial quarters are common, the ones with unique errors or those in mint condition are highly sought after by collectors. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare variants, you could be holding a piece of American history that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, what should you be on the lookout for? If you come across a bicentennial quarter with noticeable minting errors, off-center designs, or other irregularities, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look and get it evaluated by a professional. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The value of a rare 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter can reach an impressive $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a coin that once circulated as part of the everyday change in your pocket. Top 2, we've got an exciting discovery to share with you, something that could be sitting right in your pocket or collection, waiting to be found. We're talking about the United States 1965 $quarter, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but could actually hold some surprising value. Stick around until the end, because the price this coin can reach might just blow your mind. Let's dive into a bit of history. The 1965 $quarter holds a special place in U.S. numismatic history. It was a part of a significant change in the country's coinage during the 1960s, which was a time of economic change and shifting currency production. Prior to 1965, U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the government decided to reduce the silver content to just 40% for quarters minted in 1965, 1966, and 1967. This makes the 1965 quarter a pivotal year in the evolution of U.S. coinage, and collectors today find it intriguing due to its transition from silver to a more copper-nickel blend. At first glance, this coin might seem like any other standard quarter, but that's where things start to get interesting. The 1965 quarter wasn't just about the change in materials, it's also about what's out there in terms of rare varieties. While the vast majority of these coins were produced in large quantities, some 1965 quarters have unique characteristics that make them highly sought after by collectors. For example, the most valuable 1965 quarters are the ones that show some kind of error or anomaly. Error coins can be the result of a variety of factors during the minting process, such as misprints, off-center designs, or die cracks. These small mistakes can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Imagine discovering a coin that slipped through the cracks of the minting process, one that no one else has, making it truly one of a kind. That's what collectors dream of finding, and it gets even better. A few years ago, an exceptional 1965 quarter was discovered with an extremely rare minting error. This coin, which was slightly off-center with a doubled die, quickly became a highly coveted item in the numismatic world. When it went up for auction, it sold for an astonishing price, catching the attention of collectors and coin enthusiasts everywhere. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. The 1965 quarter, depending on its condition and whether it has any rare minting errors, can be worth a pretty penny. Most common 1965 quarters are worth only a few dollars, but the ones with noticeable errors or those in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth a lot more. In fact, a rare 1965 quarter with an error could fetch up to an incredible $71,000. That's right, $71,000 for a single coin. So, before you discard your old coins or just toss them into a jar, remember that you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. If you've got any 1965 quarters, make sure to take a closer look. A quick inspection could reveal a valuable error coin, and you might just strike gold. Top 3, we have a truly fascinating coin to talk about, the United States 1974 quarter dollar. At first glance, this might seem like a regular, run-of-the-mill coin. But as we dive deeper, you'll see how this seemingly ordinary quarter can hold extraordinary value. Stick around, because we'll reveal just how much this coin is worth in today's market, and trust me, you won't believe the number. The 1974 quarter holds an important place in U.S. coinage history. It was minted during a time of transition. The United States was in the midst of the 1970s, a decade marked by significant economic changes, including inflation and shifts in the nation's currency system. Although the quarter's design remained largely the same, it was the year when many collectors started to take notice of the subtle differences that could exist in coins from this time period. The 1974 quarter, in particular, has become a key player in this world of rare finds, but what makes the 1974 quarter stand out among the other years? While most 1974 quarters are fairly common, there are some key factors that make a select few highly valuable. As with many coins, the true worth of a 1974 quarter depends largely on its condition and whether it contains any rare features or errors. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1974 quarter is the potential for error coins. You see, during the minting process, sometimes things don't go exactly as planned. In some rare cases, die errors or minting mistakes occur, resulting in a coin that is unique, perhaps with an off-center strike, a double die, or other irregularities. These error coins are extremely desirable to collectors, and they can cause a typical 1974 quarter to skyrocket in value. Collectors are always on the lookout for these rare finds. While many 1974 quarters can be found in everyday change and are worth face value, those with specific minting errors can be a real treasure. If you have a 1974 quarter that looks a bit unusual or different from the rest, it might be worth more than you think. Some of these error coins have been known to fetch astronomical prices at auction, but now, let's get to the real excitement. the value of the 1974 quarter. While most of these coins are worth just a few dollars, those with unique minting errors, such as a doubled die or a misaligned strike, have sold for some jaw-dropping amounts. If you happen to have one of these rare error coins, you could be holding on to something worth as much as $68,000. Yes, that's $68,000 for a single 1974 quarter. It's important to note that finding a 1974 quarter in such pristine condition or with a rare error is incredibly rare. Most of these coins are in average circulation condition, and even if they are in good shape, they won't reach such a high value. But if you're lucky enough to find one of these hidden gems, it could be your ticket to a substantial windfall. So, what should you do if you come across a 1974 quarter? Take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for any irregularities or signs that it might be a rare error coin. If you find one, get it evaluated by a professional appraiser or coin expert to determine its true value. You might just have a small fortune in your hands. Top 4, we have something truly special to talk about, the United States 1970 quarter dollar. It might look like a regular coin, but this little piece of history could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So if you've ever wondered what makes certain coins worth a small fortune, stick around until the end because you might be shocked by the incredible value of this particular quarter. The 1970 quarter stands out in the world of US coins for a number of reasons. First, it's important to remember that the US coinage system was undergoing some significant changes around this time. The 1970s were a period of transition, with economic shifts and changes to the metals used in coin production. While the quarter itself still featured the familiar design of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, there was something going on behind the scenes that would make certain 1970 quarters much more interesting than others. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1970 quarter so valuable? Like many coins, its value is determined by factors like rarity, demand, and condition. However, the real key to the 1970 quarter's value lies in a fascinating twist: the rare 1970 D, Denver Mint, quarter, and specifically those with certain minting errors. While most quarters from this year were produced in large quantities, there are some notable variations that make certain 1970 quarters highly coveted by collectors. One of the most sought-after versions of this coin is the rare 1970 quarter with a special die error. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, creating coins that are distinct from their regular counterparts. Some 1970 quarters have a double die or a striking issue that results in a slightly misaligned design or unusual markings. These small mistakes might seem insignificant to the untrained eye, but to a serious collector, they're worth a fortune. Error coins have a unique appeal because they are one of a kind. No two are exactly alike. In fact, if you happen to find a 1970 quarter with one of these rare minting errors, it could be your ticket to an incredible payday. The demand for error coins is high, and collectors are constantly on the lookout for these hidden gems. While the vast majority of 1970 quarters are worth only face value, there are exceptions. If you own one of these rare, error-stricken quarters, you could be holding a coin that's worth a staggering amount. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, a rare 1970 quarter with a notable error could be worth as much as $75,000. That's right, $75,000 for a single coin. Imagine that. A simple quarter from 1970 could be worth more than most people make in a year. So, how can you tell if your 1970 quarter is one of these rare, high-value pieces? The first step is to carefully examine the coin for any irregularities in the design. Look for signs of a doubled die, unusual marks, or misaligned designs. If you spot something that looks different from the typical 1970 quarter, it's worth taking it to a professional for an evaluation. If you've got a collection of old coins lying around, take the time to go through your quarters. You might be sitting on a goldmine without even knowing it. Coins with errors often go unnoticed for years, but once they're discovered, their value can skyrocket. Top 5 and last rare quarter, we've got an exciting discovery that might be right in your pocket or collection: a 1972 United States quarter dollar. This coin, at first glance, may seem like any other, but trust me, it's more valuable than you might think. Stay tuned because you'll be surprised at just how much a 1972 quarter could be worth today. The 1972 quarter holds a special place in U.S. coinage history, but not necessarily because of its design. The design features George Washington on the front and an eagle on the back, just like most quarters in circulation. However, 1972 was a year of transition in the United States, and this year's quarter contains a few unique features that make it highly sought after by collectors. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for subtle differences that make a coin stand out, and 1972 quarters have exactly that, an opportunity for rare finds. One of the main reasons the 1972 quarter is interesting to collectors is because of the minting errors that occurred during production. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year, but not all of them are perfect. Sometimes, due to a misalignment of the dies, overuse of equipment, or simple human error, coins can come out with mistakes that make them extremely valuable. With the 1972 quarter, some coins experienced what's called a double die error. This means that the design was stamped more than once, creating a doubled image, which is clearly visible in certain areas of the coin. This error is one of the most coveted among collectors, as it creates a unique version of the quarter that's much rarer than the regular issue. The 1972 quarter also has another important distinction: its production run is considered a bit more limited compared to other years, especially when looking at those with significant errors. Most of the 1972 quarters were produced in large quantities, but a handful of these special error coins have become highly valuable due to the rarity of their mistake and the sharp demand among coin collectors. The value of these error coins increases dramatically when they're in great condition, so if you happen to have one of these in mint condition, you could be holding on to something very valuable. Imagine finding a 1972 quarter with that double die error, something that immediately makes it stand out. The demand for error coins is sky high, and this particular mistake is one of the most well-known in the coin collecting world. That's why collectors and investors alike are constantly on the lookout for 1972 quarters with errors, and when they're found, they often sell for much higher prices than you would expect from an ordinary coin. So, now let's talk about the potential value of a 1972 quarter. While most of these coins are worth only face value or a few dollars, the error varieties can be worth a lot more. If you've got a 1972 quarter with a double die error or other minting mistakes, your coin could be worth an incredible amount of money. In fact, a 1972 quarter with the right error could fetch up to $73,000. Yes, that's right, $73,000 for a single coin. That's an unbelievable amount for something that might just be sitting in your old coin collection or mixed in with your spare change. It's always worth taking a second look at your quarters, especially if you notice anything unusual or different from the typical 1972 quarter. If you happen to find one of these rare error coins, make sure to have it professionally appraised, as its value could easily exceed expectations. Even if you don't find a rare error coin, don't worry, there are always more coin discoveries to be made, and you never know when the next valuable find might come your way. So, remember to take a closer look at your 1972 quarters and check for any of those unique minting errors. You could be holding on to a coin that's worth far more than you imagined. If you loved learning about this exciting coin, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss a new coin discovery. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!